Hello everybody, my name is Mindy Gower and this is my presentation over my ePortfolio. I first want to start off by saying that this has been an amazing experience. Looking back on my ePortfolio, I can definitely see the growth of myself just from the beginning of the master's program until now. So it's been fun to collect all of the different activities that I did, all the work that I did throughout this program, and kind of see it all come together to create this ePortfolio, and I'm excited to share it with you all. So first off, I'm going to talk about myself, a little bit about myself, and share some goals that I have for myself professionally and personally. So like I said, my name is Mindy Gower. I'm originally from Phillipsburg, Kansas, and then I moved to Hays, Kansas to work on my bachelor's degree, which I hold in elementary education, and I obtained that from Fort Hays State University. I graduated from Fort Hays State University in May of 2018. And then I decided to further my education and go for my goal of getting my master's in educational administration that following summer. I also was working on my master's as a first-year teacher. A lot of people thought that I was crazy, but going back and looking back, I wouldn't do it any other way. After my first year of teaching at O'Laughlin Elementary School as a third grade teacher, I decided to move back home to my hometown of Phillipsburg, Kansas, where I'm now a fourth grade science and social studies teacher. It's been kind of crazy moving from one school to the next in my first 2 years of teaching, but I did it for a lot of personal reasons, and I can definitely tell that those decisions have helped me grow as a teacher and an educational leader. The reason why I'm pursuing an educational administration degree is to further and to enhance my leadership skills in my classroom and in my school community. And it also goes along with my professional goals. I want to continue to be a lifelong learner. I want to challenge myself every single day to push myself to be the best that I can be inside and outside of the classroom. Someday I want to pursue a leadership position in a school district. I actually want to move on and earn a PhD. I'm not exactly sure when that will be, but that's one of my professional goals. And last but not least, I want to be a well-respected leader in the educational system. When it comes to personal goals, I want to be able to learn to handle stress in positive and effective and essential ways, because I want to be able to model that to my future kids or future staff some days. Another personal goal is to learn something new every single day, embrace mindfulness, travel out of my comfort zone, and express gratitude. I feel like those are some personal goals that I've just have come to learn that I really want to contain for myself. Going on, this is my leadership philosophy. I actually completed the leadership philosophy in a class with Kellen Adams. It was an AEP 855, and it was for us to kind of just go and to kind of see who we are as a leader and what characteristics that we hold. So it was fun to see what characteristics and what traits that I hold. So if you go and you look on my leadership philosophy, you can tell that I most closely align to the democratic leadership theory and the transformational leadership theory. And so like a few of the styles and a few of the characteristics that I really hold on to is honesty and trust, fairness, enthusiasm, and compassion. Diving deeper into this leadership philosophy, I'm really good at making sure that I can call on other leaders, and which I need to make sure that I can do in the classroom and in the school, because focusing on others and really pulling out their strengths is what's going to help us create a school that's in a continuous improvement cycle. Moving back to my ePortfolio, the next thing would be my program of study. My program of study highlights when I took the classes, what semester, how long I was in them, and everything like that. So just going ahead and clicking on that, I can show you guys a little bit about it. I took a lot of the classes from the summer of 2018 to the summer of 2019. I got all my classes done in a year, but I've been working on this ePortfolio this fall, so that is why I did not finish in the summer. Moving back, my resume is the next in line. My resume talks about my objective. It talks about the experiences that I've had, both in teaching and in coaching, and this resume has been changing quite a bit. Just like I said, I've had 2 teaching jobs in 2 years, and I've actually been coaching quite a bit in both the Hays School District and in the Phillipsburg School District. But It also outlines honors and activities that I have, some of my interests, which would be family, sports, and readings, and then I have a few references listed there as well. Going back would be the next tab under activities. The first activity is the bibliography. The bibliography was quite the activity to complete. I was a little bit nervous to finish this activity, but going through and completing this activity was a humbling experience, not only because it allowed me to get out of my comfort zone, and it helped me research topics that I normally wouldn't, and so that was what was fun about this activity. I went through and I gathered 10 different resources, and then I gave each resource an annotated bibliography. So the first resource that I chose is 7 Time-Saving Ways to Balance Teaching Tasks. The reason why I chose this one is because, like I said, one of my personal goals is to balance different things from school to my home life. I want to make sure that I know how to do that. So that is the reason why I chose that source. The next one is 15 Characteristics of a 21st Century Teacher. Throughout a lot of my courses, I heard the coined phrase 21st Century Teacher, so I wanted to make sure that I had a deep understanding of what that truly meant. The next would be why school should teach for a curriculum of the future, not the past. It was this article was very eye-opening because I feel like a lot of us are kind of stuck in our ways even when we don't think we are. Moving on, using diversity to build a culture of belonging. This article had a lot to do with how they celebrate differences, and I think that was really cool. This is about digital citizenship for educational change, 9 truths of data analysis, continuing on, principles in a school with positive school culture, the important role principals play in special education, building trauma-informed schools and communities, and last but not least, assessing social and emotional learning. Each of these resources certainly did help me learn a lot, not only as a teacher but a future educational leader, and I'm excited to have this annotated bibliography as a resource as I grow into becoming an educational leader. Next would be my district activities. So I have each of the activities that I did in my Google Drive folder, which I will share with you guys really quick just before I dive into these district activities. So in my Google Drive folder, I have at the top activities, and if you click on them, you can go through and you can see that I have evidence for each of the activities that I completed. So first of all, the 6 district activities, as you go through here and you click play or go through the sides, you can see that I have a activity for each of the standards. I also made sure that I added pictures on the side and evidence on the side just so you guys could see that I truly did complete those activities. Each activity was very informative, and it was very fun to complete a lot of these things. And I'm excited that I have those activities in my tool belt, because now I know that I can do a lot of the things that an educational leader and educational administrator needs to do. Moving on to elementary, I completed this one the same way I did the district activities. I did a lot more elementary activities in my activity form, but I only included 6 on here. Same thing, I made sure that I added a picture, I made sure that I added evidence so that you guys could go ahead and see each of these slides and each of the standards as well. Another key thing to note is that I made sure that I put the standards in my own words so that you guys can see that I made sure that I paired the evidence and paired the activity with my own knowledge. Moving on to secondary activities, I'm just going to go through this just so you guys can see that I did this as well. I liked how we had to put the standards into our own activities and explain what they were, and I also liked how it aligned to our activity form as well. Next in the activities tab is the reflection. The reflection was a reflection over the program and what I thought of it. And so if you were to click on this reflection here, let me scroll down, then you guys can see that I had the exploration stage, I had the explanation stage, the conjecture stage, the analysis stage, and the synthesis stage. Each of these stages really helped me reflect on the program, and I like going back and rereading this reflection because it shows how much I've truly grown throughout this program. Next is the activity form. This was one of my favorite activities throughout the ePortfolio. I'm going to scroll down and open up this Google Sheet so that you guys can see. This is my Google Sheet. What I really like about this is that I share this Google Sheet with Dr. Moody, and he explained to me that I need to have each of my activities paired with each of these functions and each of the standards. So when I went back and I organized this, I noticed that he had made 4 of these red. That shows that I did not have any standards in that certain section. So then I went back and I added in more activities and for these standards to meet. So as you can see, I have a lot of elementary activities, but I only have 6 district and 6 secondary down here for a total of 193 hours. I also want to point out back to the Google Drive folder that I have evidence for each of the activities that I completed. I can always go back and show you guys a picture or show you guys the videos that I made or charts, so on and so forth. Lastly is administration verification. The administration verification just shows that I had an elementary school principal, a secondary principal, and a district administrator sign these. And I had my elementary school principal from Hayes sign this. I had my high school principal from my school district now, and my superintendent at my school district now sign these administration verification forms. The reason why I think that the administration verification forms are important is because the administrators at both the school districts that I worked in, USD 489 and USD 325, knows that I've been working on my master's, and they can really see that I've grown as well. So I'm glad that they had a part in my ePortfolio as well. That is my ePortfolio, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching.